Konnichiwa, Gojira fan. That is Japanese for hello, Godzilla fans. So the reason why is the R35 is also known as Godzilla. It's a nickname for this car because it's just so monstrous with its power. So I'm expanding my R35 collection, and MiniGT is offering some good stuff. So let's take a look at this one here. This is number 49. I'm curious, as a new collector, I'm not sure when MiniGT began. It couldn't have been too long ago, but they're already up to number 140, at least on this one. So I love this company. They're just cranking out stuff. So, but for you guys that are the veterans in the hobby, it'd be nice if I could get a comment to know when these things first came out, when this TSM started making MiniGTs. Just out of curiosity's sake, really. Okay. One thing I didn't know is right in the back of this card, TSM models stands for True Scale Miniatures. I never knew that before either. I actually have a TSM model airplane, and I bought that many years ago. I just never really thought about what TSM meant. So the packaging told me today. I gotta say, TSM packaging is really fantastic. It's got this annoying blister pack, but that's because it's to prevent theft in a retail shop. Blister packs. But they're thinking about the collectors by giving you this extra box that also has a different blister inside of it. So it's really great. Okay, so let's unleash this from the plastic there and take a closer look here. Let me angle this down. Not much research on this car here. I know there's a gray version in real life, I guess in either China or Hong Kong. I wasn't able to find pictures of this chrome silver one in real life. It might exist. I just wasn't able to search for it properly. Okay, so you notice these red wheels, really cool. It's interesting, it's different, it's not normal, so I like that. Although again, I don't know if that's on a real car in the real world. This paint is really something to look at. It's I don't know, I'm trying to look at it with the naked eye. It's like a satin finish. I don't know if the casting itself, but you can see these lines running across. I don't know if they brushed the actual metal and then the paint is applied, so it just carries on this brushed satin look. But it almost looks like brushed stainless steel. Although the package just says satin silver, it to me it looks like stainless steel. Anyways, that's just my impression there of the paint. So starting at the side, you notice this rising sun graphic. And the rising sun actually is a flag in Japan. It's used by the military. That's what most people think of. But it started in the 1600s in the Edo period. Edo warlords and stuff used to have flags like this. But even in modern times, the Japanese are really proud and have flags of this flying in many occasions. I do have to say it's quite offensive to Korean people, though, because the Japanese occupied Korea in World War II, and they weren't the nicest people. I mean, they're kind of like showing this flag in Korea would be like showing a Nazi flag at a bar mitzvah. It wouldn't be kosher, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, well, anyways, politics aside, let's look at this diecast, and I'm not sure what this text is. It's really almost like Star Wars text or Star Trek text. Arcteryx or something? W-A-R... I'm not a graffiti artist, so I don't know, but it's interesting. It's really modern. It'll be here. We've got this black. Unfortunately, the black on the intakes here isn't really painted well. It didn't hit the mark very well. You can see the silver here and here. But again, the rest of the paint here is okay. Something a little there. Okay, the front, interesting. It's a vertical ribbed intercooler, and I guess that must say LB Works. I don't know what this thing is here. Okay, LB Performance. There's no GTR logo on the front here. A little splitter. Okay, let's go to this side. Hopefully there's no issues. Okay, I'm just looking at it with the naked eye here. I don't see anything wrong with the model. interesting. This is a different molding than a different Mini GT I just did on the Pandem version. This has ribs. The Pandem one is just smooth. So this casting, well, obviously the casting's different because they put this LB Works body kit on. It says Forgiato. That's a Long Beach or Southern California wheel company, so I have to imagine these are supposed to be Forgiato wheels. Okay. Alright, and then the riveting marks look really nice, or technically they're body screws and not rivets, but they're well indicated. Okay, so the wheels, am I seeing? Yeah, okay. They are, it was so dark in there, I was wondering if it was blanked off plastic, but no, there's actually air going through, so if I remove my hand, you can see the spokes, right? You can see the air between the spokes, so that's good. Alright, very nice. Let's go back here. Toyo tires, the GTR logo, and this lamp, I guess it's alright. I don't know, it's something a little wonky with these taillights. The center mark is so easy to tell that it's not centered properly. So I had the same problem with my Pandem Blue one, and I ended up unscrewing the bottom, clipping off the interior plastic that's trapping this in, and then I re-glued it and kind of realigned it. So I'm guessing I could do the same here. This one looks a little wacky. I feel like I have to rotate it like 90 degrees clockwise to straighten it out. So I might do that after the video. But if you guys get that problem with your diecast GTRs from MiniGT, that's the beauty of a screwed bottom. You can try to correct some issues that may have happened, which is kind of understandable for a diecast of this price range. You can't expect perfection of like a $50 model in something that costs a fraction of that much. So yeah, another issue is the silver paint here on this very far left exhaust tip. It ran over here, so that's obviously not so appealing. There's texture here in the rear grille, so that's cool. And it does say Liberty Walk there, so that's a nice graphic to have. You got this little ducktail wing here. It's okay. Let's wrap around. Let's go to the top now. Okay, a whole lot of sponsorship there. Well printed, pretty crisp. I can see it even on my small camera screen, so that's good. I didn't even notice there's Liberty Walk there because it's so reflective, but it's printed there. Okay, the roof seems fine. Okay, Toyo tires. Yeah, so a closer look if anyone's curious about the bottom. I like how they print the model, the brand. I suppose the only thing I'd really like to know last is when was this casting made? Like what year was this casting? Just so in 20 years I can look back and be like, wow, that's a great model, or maybe it's not a great model in 20 years. Okay, so it's pretty good. I think I'm quite happy with it. I mean, for the price, it's great. I love these soft mirrors, the signature about Mini GT. I would have to say, of the currently sold models that you can buy brand new, I think this is the best brand for value. Their variety of subject matter is fantastic. The execution of their models is generally quite nice. I mean, there's nothing majorly wrong with this, although I guess if I'm nitpicking, there's a little metal or something missing there. But for the price, again, it's nice. And for you people that love to actually run these on racetracks, this is a really heavy model, and it does roll. I don't know if it rolls straight, but it seems to roll pretty well because of the mass. Personally, I prefer a lighter model, but whatever. Okay, so let me pull up this little spinny thing and I guess have a little background for you guys while I open up the other one. Okay, so the next one is number 104, and this is the John Player Special livery. And this has a little bit of an emotional attachment for me because I remember as a kid I made pretty much every model kit in the Tamiya model catalog, and that included a JPS Lotus F1 car. And JPS, by the way, John Player and Sons, is an old British tobacco company. It's originated in 1901. It's now part of the Imperial Brands Group, which is the 4th largest tobacco company in the world. And they make Davidoff cigarettes, Drum cut tobacco for like pipes, and Rizla rolling papers if you're into that extracurricular smoking. So you might be familiar with those brands. Okay, so let me show you this model now. Okay. So yeah, this is JPS livery is all black with gold pinstriping. And so Ayrton Senna, who's one of the most popular and greatest F1 car drivers of all time, he had several different Lotus F1 cars in this livery, but he always had number 12 going. So like the Lotus 92, 97, 98, they all had this kind of livery on them. So I think it's nice that they revived this. I actually found an article online of a Thai person. Someone in Thailand has a car like this, and I'm wondering if if MiniGT modeled it after this person's car. I'm curious. I don't know, because the specs seem to be quite the same. Although if I'm really anal, the Forgiato wheels on the real car are a little slightly different, it seems. No, actually it is mimicked properly. Those look like lug nuts, but they're not. The lug nuts are these tiny dots in the center. These are depressions in the real casting of the real wheel in the real world. So I think MiniGT did a great job there, mimicking these Forgiato wheels. Okay, so the body kit is quite different. I suppose I'll compare the two castings later on. But they are both supposed to be by Liberty Walk. They're just different, of course. So yeah, I guess in typical MiniGT quality here, the paint is looking pretty nice. Let me just look around again. Look around quickly, see if the details catch my eye. Okay, so same ribbing as the last model we looked at, but different from the Pandem version. Obviously we got these winglets, some sort of a strakes here. I'm assuming there's supposed to be air on the real car, letting pressure out. The black wheels, alright. But if you look at the gold pinstriping, it's pretty good. It's pretty well applied. It's even going into the crevices between the body panels pretty nicely. So that's good. Just hit the camera screen, make sure it's kept in focus. Now we got this carbon fiber texture going on. Seems to be well represented. Okay, and we got the same vertical intercooler, no text on it this time around though. Okay, whoa, is that actually going through? Oh my goodness, that is I didn't expect that at all. You can see the air through that front vent, right? Look at my finger there. I did not expect that at all, but that's a really nice detail. Wow, that's impressive, MiniGT. Alright, impressive. Okay, so nice wing. No sinkhole marks from the cooling process of the plastic. It's really well done. I am noticing though here, the rear glass is scratched. And I guess just from the blister pack here, the blister of the shipping, it must be rubbing against that little ridge. I'm gonna have to try to take some plastic polish and see if I can Q-tip polish that out. Okay. But yeah, the printing of the JPS everywhere looks pretty good, at least on my camera screen. Let's take a look at the back here. Alright, the rear wing struts are naturally pretty wide, being plastic. So, for a mass manufactured diecast, I think that's acceptable. Okay, nice printing, Infinite Racing. The wrap icon, I don't know, that must be the company that did this body wrap. These exhaust tips on this model are quite nice actually. They're hit properly with the silver, no overrun. Okay, anyone's curious about the bottom? Okay, so we know it's an R35, just don't know when this casting was made. Okay, a lot of strakes, a lot of nacaducts, a whole bunch of stuff. Alright, the interior is just black on both of these things, no color or anything like that. But again, for the price, I think it's the norm. Okay, well in this case, there's no different paint here on these intakes. I'm not sure if that's the case on the real car that I looked up, the one in Thailand, but I guess it's alright. I don't have a big gripe about it. Infinite Motorsport there. So, hold on here. Just gonna look at this with the naked eye. Okay, let's look at the naked eye on the stand here. Maybe take a look here before I pull them up for comparison. Yeah, I don't notice any problems really at all on that black car, other than that roughed up rear glass. But I think I might be able to polish that out. So really, I'm pretty happy with both of these models. So that's great. So if anyone is curious about the differences in these body kits, at least from the front view, we can take a look here. I'll put them on this little plastic tray and see what we can see. Let's go to the top view. Any major width differences? I guess it's really kind of hard to tell, so I apologize. It does look like the silver car has a much wider over fender kit, but it might be an illusion because the black, hides contours. But I almost feel like the silver car is wider than the black car. And then, yeah, the diffusers are definitely different in the rear, and obviously the wings. Okay. I guess the major difference would be by the side. So that might be a little bit harder for me to pull off here. But we can try. Alright, so hopefully that's in focus, and then you could just pause it and make up your minds about what you think looks better. I don't know, what do you guys think looks better, the silver one or the black one? I'm gonna lean towards the JPS, the black one myself. Even besides the color scheme itself, I kind of like how the fender just stops there and has a different thing going on here. See, this fender goes all the way down. I like how this one stops and then you have these vertical strakes instead. It's interesting. It reminds me more of like an LMP car, Le Mans Racing prototype, whereas this one looks more like a street car. Okay. Alright then, well, I think they're both great buys, so I highly recommend MiniGT. They're a great company, and I just love that they keep producing all these different kind of body kit cars. And that Land Rover Defender looks really cool. It's such a different topic, so I really like that they're doing different stuff. You can clearly tell that the owner of the company is an enthusiast and a very well detail oriented enthusiast. So alright, we'll see you guys later. Bye.